Hey everyone, it's Lisa, and today we are going to just try a different look. I ordered the Hourglass Vanish stick foundations, and I ordered right off the Sephora website, and I didn't know what color to get, so I think I got sand and nude. And I had not, before today in this tutorial, I had not even swatched them. So right now I'm using the Hourglass brush that came with it. I bought that too, and I'm also using their primer. I had just one of their small little bottles of it, and I've noticed it's not really the best primer for me in the summertime. But so here I am. I'm trying, I believe that's the sand, the darker of the two. I think it's for light, medium, golden. And then I believe the nude is for light, medium, neutral. That's the nude. And so I couldn't decide, so what I decided to do is kind of use both. And I think I may have preferred just the nude if I were to do it again, but I figured just so you could see both colors, I would use both colors. It really on the camera looks much more yellow than it did in real life. And a lot of times too, you know, my face is so white compared to my body because I just don't tan my face at all, ever. So anyway, so it went on really nice. And I kind of, the ones that I have to compare it to would be the Makeup Forever stick foundation, which I love. I mean, that's just one of my favorite foundations. But it's more of a wintertime foundation for me because it doesn't really set completely, and it's just so humid here where I live. So you can see that it's blending in really well, and that brush is really nice. It's real soft. It's you know, it blends it in really well. It feels, you know, it doesn't hurt around my eyes or anything because I like to go all the way up. And you can see the coverage of the foundation is good. And I've got the primer on underneath, so it's slipping on really well. It seems like it might have been just the least bit like patchy, going on my skin, kind of patchy. You'll see I keep trying to go over it. As much as I love this brush, I think I would probably prefer my Oval 8 brush with it because that one is just so big it doesn't miss any spots. Right here, that's what I'm looking to see. It's kind of like when I blended it out, it was kind of moving it around, and it might just be because of my skin. And here I'm trying to just get some extra coverage under my eyes. And then I was thinking it looked too, this is the lighter color, I was thinking it looked too dark down there. So, and I believe it says that you only needed a few swipes. And for me, I would need more than just, you know, one on each cheek, one on the forehead. I mean, you know, this might be just like 2 swipes too much, but you know, I did need a little bit more, but I don't like to see any redness come through on my cheeks. So you can see I'm trying to blend it in. Just blend it down. And then I think I realized that my temple needed to be blended a little bit more. So you can see right here, I feel like it's, what I was wanting to do is just put my hands all over my face and kind of just rub it in. I felt like it was just sitting kind of on top of my skin. But that is probably because I've gotten real used to, lately in the summer, I like to use foundations that kind of dry to a satin or natural finish. So here I'm just putting some La Mer on it. Not a whole lot, just enough to set it. And for my other, you know, contour and stuff to go on nicely over my eyelids. And I tried to use some different things today, so I grabbed my Anastasia contour kit, but to me it's missing that lightest color, you know, that I use in the Lorac palette. I think here I am trying to use one of those, I can't remember if it's the middle one. I'll show you in just a minute probably. But you know, the most neutral, not the most tan. But first I like to start off with a neutral and kind of map out where I want to contour. Okay, so yeah, I was using that middle. Now I'm going to go from the middle to the darkest and do my jawline. And I'm using the Wayne Goss airbrush, which I noticed yesterday when I was putting the links that it sold out, but they will get them back in stock. It's just a really soft brush. It blends everything real nicely, and I like the way it's got that little beveled kind of tip to it. And I usually put some kind of something on the end of my nose so it isn't so bright. Okay, now I think I'm going in with more of the tan color, like a bronzer type color. Just blending those together. Okay, and this is the white and the yellow kind of highlight colors. I'm just doing the jawline. Okay, now this is a Chanel blush called Jersey, and it's a really good, just a very neutral, I think it's like a neutral rosy tone. And every time I wear it, I just love it. It's not a real bright one, but it's a good one. And I love the way Chanel blushes smell. I enjoy using them. And that is the Sedona Lace brush. I usually like to start off with that one. And then a lot of times I'll put this on, and then I think I'm going to go back and blend some more. And then that's the Holiday brush with the MAC Studio Fix powder in NC45 for like a bronzer. And I love it. That's one of my favorite things there. I'll probably never leave that off. The only reason I would leave that off is if I use the Bobbi Brown Golden Light, I think. That's another one I like, but I'll use that one in another video. I'd love for you guys to give me some recommendations on different looks or something. I'm ready to try something different. Okay, I'm going back in with that blush Jersey on that airbrush and kind of trying to blend it all together. And here I think I'm talking to Brooke. So this is that highlight stick that I was showing you from Nudestix. It's like a glossing stick, and it just gives you a little bit of highlight, like a glossy highlight. And I use it just on the tops of my cheeks, on my chin. But this foundation is pretty glowy. The texture of my skin has gotten so much better, like right there on the tops of my cheeks, ever since I quit using the Philosophy, the Purity, and started using that Spectra gel. And there I just put it above my lips. And okay, I'm going to do my brows different today. I'm using the Wayne Goss brow brush with the Anastasia powder in medium brown. And I usually start off with that light side first, put some down, and then kind of blend it up. And then I go over the tail part with the darker color, and I tried to fill out the top. I'm just still not real satisfied with my brows right now. They're just too patchy and sparse. I'm ready to get I don't know if I'll ever really have a brow routine. I just go from one thing to another. Okay, and I'm going to basically do the same thing on the other side. My other brow just is a better shape. See how smooth it kind of curves up, and it's my good brow. My right brow isn't my good brow. So I'm basically just flicking it up. That brush is, it's kind of like the Hakuhodo one that I have. It's dense enough to really, I don't know, it kind of really goes through your brows nicely, and I really like it. Okay, here's the other brush that comes with that little brow brush kit from Wayne Goss, and I'm just kind of brushing them out and brushing that color. And then that is the good old Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I love this. If I'd use nothing else, I'll put this through my brows, and it never gets cakey or crusty looking like I used to just use like Maybelline or CoverGirl clear mascara, but that would get yucky looking. Okay, I'm going to do my lip combo, and I told myself I wanted to do a nude lip since I did a dark one the other day. This is a good one, a good lip liner that I think most people would really like. It's the Estee Lauder Nude. And as you can see, it's basically the color of my lips. And I'm going to line them and then fill them in with this. And it will just stay all day. It's very, I believe it's double wear, is the, it's a double wear lip liner. It really stays. And it's not too dry. And then I'm using the new Charlotte Tilbury Kim KW, I think. It's the Kim Kardashian one. I'll put everything down below. But it's a real light kind of nudie pink. And it looks pretty like this, and then it also looks pretty when you use a darker lip liner. But I was trying to do something just that everybody would like, something real neutral, since I did something crazy the other day. And that is just a little bit of Buxom Celeste right in the center of the lips to keep it from looking too, a lot of times when you use those milky colors, you don't want it to look too, I don't know, too opaque or too milky. Okay, this is MAC Saddle, one of those shadows I think everyone should have. And that's a Louise Young blending brush. And the reason I'm putting my finger on the end of my eye like that is not really to hold my eyelids. It is so that I will not go past that point. Because my eyes go down, I have a tendency to go too far out with my crease color. Sometimes I want to, but with this look, when I'm trying to just do kind of an eye, no makeup look, or no shadow look, I just want to put something in the crease, I've realized I need to do that to keep myself from going too far with it. So I'm just making sure that's real blended, and I want it to kind of not really be a focus, just, something in the crease. And I like to bring it in right there, because that color, it looks real good with blue eyes. Okay, here I got the bright idea to just put a little bit of that Nudestix, the glossing stick, on my eyelids. And it looks real pretty, but I ended up covering up most of it with the liner. But I'm looking at it right now in my mirror, and it still looks really pretty. It really does. It looks real pretty. It did not crease or anything. Just gives a little bit of pizzazz on the lids. Okay, this is the L'Oreal, like a kohl liner. And I'm just doing kind of a smudgy wing liner. I didn't want to go all the way in, but I wanted to do a little bit more than I did the other day. I actually did a little bit more than I had intended. I got carried away, but that's just the way it goes. See, I should have just stopped there, but I kept on. I think I put too much on this eye and then had to end up going back and putting more on the other. The brush I'm going to use is a really neat brush. Sani, Miss May Makeup, she is the one that showed it to us, and I love it. It's a Uemura brush, and I use it with gel liner. I can use it like this to smudge out. It's just got a really neat shape. It's a very, very unique brush. I don't have anything like it. And see how it smudges out really nice? This one, and I have a Billy B brush that's really good for that too. And this pretty much stayed all day. You can see by the time you smudge it out, it ends up being not so black. It kind of goes to an off black like I wanted. And I think I was taking it in a little bit further. And this pencil, for some reason, is one of the only ones that I can use for tight lining, because I guess because it's I'm talking to Brooke. That's what is making these easier. If you guys can put up with me doing these, I can do a bunch because I can multitask. Okay, I think I felt like I needed to go in and smudge that out a little bit more.
Hey babe.
Yeah, I'm doing my video right now. Yeah, she has. Okay, here we are going to, I'm using the CoverGirl Lash Blast, which is one of my all-time favorites, and it's another good one to start off with, and I can get pretty close up to the roots, not quite as much as the telescopic, but I think I had a phone call right then. So, but I do like the way it deposits a lot at the roots. And it's a good base. It doesn't, you know, like if you're going to use something, a real wet one over it, it's a good one. And I know a lot of people like to just, you know, do that thing where you put it at the root and then you kind of wiggle back and forth. And I do that a little bit, but really that doesn't work that well for me. I guess the way my lashes are, here I am, I always leave space accidentally right there, the way my eyelids curl down. And I'm just putting more and more mascara on. I think yesterday I wore false lashes for the first time in a long time, and I didn't really even, I don't know, they didn't thrill me. I think I've gotten used to just my normal lashes now that I'm using the new lash. Oh goodness, don't you hate it when that happens? I really try to let it dry before I get it off, but it's so hard to look at it. Okay, you can see I just got it off with the Q-tip. Okay, that is the same old Chanel Volume de Chanel mascara. I had a couple of samples, so you'll see me using samples probably for a while. And I'm just trying to glob some on. Looks like this one might be getting kind of dry. I love that mascara. It's so good. That and I really like the Tarte. There, I've got a bunch of good ones. I'll try to use, you know, different ones each time so you can see. The Tarte is a good one. Some of them, you know, transfer as the day goes on. A lot of those really nice ones like the YSL and the Armani Eyes to Kill, some of those, you know, after I've worn them a couple hours, they transfer a little bit. So I don't use those as much, even though I love the way they go on, especially that YSL Baby Doll. And I didn't do anything on the lower lash line today. And I believe that is it, because I'd already done my lips and I didn't do anything else. I just had my hair done yesterday. It's a color, and she styled it like that. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.